Did your business used to rank, but now it just feels invisible? Or maybe you're a beginner and you're just starting out and you're trying to get your business shown on Google Maps. Well, here's the truth. Most people approach the whole thing totally wrong. It's like running up a down escalator, tons of effort, getting nowhere. But today I'm going to show you what it looks like when you are running up the escalator and it's in your favor, getting you to the top. So in this video, we're going to cover the elephant in the room, a crucial lesson, the guaranteed way to rank number one, and a $1 million question. But let's start by addressing the elephant in the room. Well, what is the elephant in the room? Simply put, it's Google. After years of consulting with business owners and trying to help them to get to the top, I've realized one of the biggest problems is people just don't understand how Google works and what it's trying to accomplish. It feels like blaming Google is the default answer to most things. Google's against my business, I often hear people say. And I get it, I've been there too. But here's the thing, Google doesn't care about you personally or your business personally speaking. So what does Google care about then? And what can help you rank? Well, let me tell you about a crucial lesson I learned a few years ago. I was freelancing as a web designer at the time, so I was using Photoshop, I was using Dreamweaver, and I was building websites for clients. And I knew this brilliant marketing guy, he could sell anything and succeed. And one day he invited me to a meeting where there was a CEO and he wanted me to appear there as the guru for web design. So we worked together and my job was to just handle any questions that were to do with design. But what I witnessed there really struck me. Before the meeting, he was setting up Spotify. And I said, "What are you doing?" And he explained that he'd been scouring the CEO's LinkedIn and Facebook, and he was looking for things like what music does he like, what pop bands does he like, what type of food does he like, what's his favourite soccer team or football team. And then he said, imagine walking into a room and they're playing your favourite music, and they're on the side of the sandwiches and they're your favourite type of food. And even then in a conversation at the beginning, we talk about football teams and you just mentioned that you liked his football team by chance. He then said, how would you feel? Well, at first I thought, it's a bit over the top, isn't it? But I have to say, it won us the deal. You get the idea. He was trying to find out what his audience liked, and then he was serving up exactly what they wanted. And so the truth of the matter is if you don't know what your audience likes, how can you help them? So in a similar way, if you're producing a business page, a landing page, you're optimizing your Google business profile, but you don't know the language that your genuine customers are talking, that you don't know exactly what it is they're looking for, then their interaction with your business won't be the same as someone else's that totally speaks their language. So what's Google looking for? Well, its mission's quite simple, really. Deliver the best experience to its users. If you align with their mission, your rankings will improve. If you don't align, then you'll enjoy the down escalator. So how can you stop fighting Google then and actually work with them? Well, this comes on to the guaranteed way that you can rank number one. And honestly, I don't use the word guaranteed or secret without knowing what it means. So let me paint a scenario. What if 100 people found your business on Google? They landed on your business profile. They went through to your website. They absolutely loved what they read. They then went to another page and another page. They stayed on your website, they kept scrolling, they kept clicking, they kept exploring. Do you know what that tells Google? Well, it's a signal that this business is worth ranking. So here's the truth, user behaviour is everything. If visitors leave because your site is slow, it doesn't work on a mobile, it's confusing, it doesn't make sense, it looks like it's been written by ChatGPT, believe me, that gives bad signals back and it won't go in your favour. Think of how search engines have changed. Remember the good old days of AltaVista or Yahoo? If you did a search for jellyfish, you might end up with some of the results being jelly and some of them being, say, fishing tackle and fishing nets. The point was it didn't know the difference between jelly and fish and jellyfish. Now Google and other search engines are far more intelligent. They totally understand context, they understand the language. So deliver what users really want, understand the language they're using, and Google will start to rank you higher. I had a client once who's a local window cleaner, and he said that he just doesn't get found online and he was advertising all sorts of money to be found. So we optimized his site, and what I noticed is it wasn't working on mobiles. We optimized his site, made sure it worked fast on mobiles, and immediately then people didn't bounce, but they stayed on his website. he got more inquiries, and suddenly overnight he didn't need to pay for ads any longer. Now, if you don't believe that Google wants you to have it mobile friendly and it shouldn't be loading fast, then I ask you this question. Why is it Google provides page speed so that you can test it and so that you can optimize it? And so I recommend that you do take your website, because your website represents your brand, and your brand is often part of a ranking factor in Google business profiles, on Google Maps, and on Google search. So Google wants you to succeed as long as you provide quality information to its users. But that brings us to the million-dollar question. We mentioned 100 visitors clicking all in the right places, and that would get you to number one. But how do you get 100 visitors doing that? What would you need to do? Well, over the years, I've seen businesses struggle with this, because what happens is they try and look for shortcuts. They try and find little tips and ways to get traffic to stay, but for the wrong reasons. And often they're just wasting their time because they're using outdated tactics. But there is a proven system to follow. Now, of course, I work on that all the time with my clients. But I also did put together a blueprint that will just help you know what it is, the logical order that you need to follow. So if you want to know what that blueprint is and how it will get your business ranking, head over to this video next and watch it in full, and then apply it to your business.